lot of people believe that with a positive mind, anything is possible. But our next guest says empowerment is not just about changing the beliefs in your mind, it's about making shifts in your body as well. Lois Barth is a motivational coach and is here to share 3 steps to feel a greater sense of power in your life. Welcome back to the show.
Oh, it's such a pleasure to be here, Teresa.
So Lois, for our viewers, explain what it means to be empowered.
Absolutely. Empowerment is really about stepping into your personal sense of power and fulfillment and just joy for life.
Now, there's some sort of mind-body connection here?
Absolutely. There's always a mind-body connection. You can't really separate the two. You know, what shows up in our mind obviously shows up in our body. As you can see, all these people walking around with shoulders up to here, right?
Right. So you discovered this when you started realizing a negative voice, would you say? Or how would you describe it?
Well,
within yourself.
Yes. For many years, I really got stopped by what I call the itty-bitty committee. In another show, we talked about that, those self-sabotaging, scrappy self-talk. And what I realized that when I was given opportunities or when something was confronting for me, there would be this no that would show up. And I used to actually believe that that no meant I didn't want to do it. Instead, I started to actually turn them into little cartoon characters in my head.
Oh, no kidding.
To kind of bring creativity and imagination. And so once I started to know my no, K-N-O-W, my no, and really create a character around it, it made a whole process a lot more playful and a lot more imaginative.
Well, you have a character named Heels, correct?
I do. Heels is that itty-bitty committee member that gets scared when it's confronted with new opportunities, and he digs in his heels. Would you like to meet him?
Absolutely.
Okay, great.
I thought it was just the two of us here.
Yeah, there's a whole little ensemble. So, Heels is like a water skier with no water, no ski, and no boots, right? And no, not a boat. And he just, whenever he's confronted with something that scares him, he has one word: no! No! It's kind of funny, but I know it's kind of silly, but when that happens for me, Teresa, and I have an opportunity and I feel no and Heels in my body, I go, I'm just up against my resistance. It doesn't mean I don't need to do it. Now, I think it's important to, as I say, know your no. And my no shows up in my stomach. It's like my stomach, I say my stomach is feeling like it's having a heart attack.
Sure.
Where does your no, your resistance, show up for you, Teresa?
I typically get a headache.
You get a headache, yes. A lot of people feel it in their head, sometimes their chest. So the first step is to know your no.
All right. And the next one you say, get interested in this no.
Absolutely. See, what usually happens, Teresa, is when people feel up against their resistance, they either plunge through it or they let it totally sabotage them. But I say, you know, get interested in your no, because sometimes your no is, you're just not supposed to do it. Like when somebody says, why don't you do your own website? No, you know, like that's just not. But another no is really about, I do want to do it. And you can journal, you could dialogue to that part, you can, you know, meditate, ask some friends, but get clear, what is that no coming from?
It's kind of like that initial feeling,
absolutely,
right?
Absolutely.
You have to just think about it more and work through it.
Exactly. It's a gut experience, but then you have to comb through it. Exactly what you just said, Teresa.
All right, and you say strike a yes pose.
Yes.
I'm intrigued by this, Lois.
Yes, we're going to vogue a little bit, you know me. So basically, once you get clear where the no is coming from, is the no coming from fear, or is the no coming from, it's just not right for me? Then we look at, like, what's the yes? What's the yes that's behind the no? So then we strike a yes pose.
Okay.
Okay, so Teresa, I want you to just take a moment to think about something that you're excited about, but also a little scared, and that we're gonna step into yes. You got it?
Sure.
Okay, okay, great. And on a count of 3, we're gonna take a step, and then we're gonna strike a yes pose and say yes. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Yes! There you go, strike a yes pose. How did that feel?
Empowering.
Did you really? You're ready to take on the world.
That's all I needed, Lois. But really, it is a mind frame. Once you start thinking that way, I'm sure a lot more things become easy.
Well, and also, you see when people are caved in, they're like this, right? And so there's actual neuroscience behind it. There's also the feel-good hormones get secreted. So,
sure. Tell me about your new audiobook.
Thanks for asking. I'm so excited about it. It's actually called Life is Talking. Are you listening?
Okay.
And it's the 3 A's, awareness, attitude, and action, to creating a life that you love.
I love that. And where can we find it?
It's on my website, loisbarth.org. Okay. You can order it right there.
Very good, Lois. Thank you so much for the advice. This has been fun.
Oh, I'm so glad. Fun for me, too.
All right, up next, Executive Chef Mary Lawrence shares a quick and easy vegan recipe when Style returns. We'll be right back.